One of Japan's staples and most popular food items are onigiri, or omusubi. It is a Japanese rice ball typically formed into a triangular or cylindrical shape and often wrapped in seaweed, or nori. It is a traditional Japanese food that has a rich history with its origins dating back to the Yayoi period, which was 300 BC to 300 AD. The earliest onigiri were likely simple rice balls used as portable and convenient food for travelers and warriors. Over time, onigiri has evolved, and various regional styles and fillings have emerged. Some common fillings include pickled plum or umeboshi, salted salmon, and various types of seasoned vegetables or fish. In modern times, onigiri is widely available in Japan, both homemade and commercially produced. You can find them at any convenience or grocery store, and they are inexpensive and delicious. I highly recommend trying some of them on your trip to Japan if you haven't already done so. But it does take a bit of practice to properly take off the specialized packaging that keeps the dried seaweed from getting soggy. The opening instructions are on the bottom of the package, and they are in English as well. You start at the top with number 1, and tear down and all around the packaging until the plastic is split into 2 pieces on either end. Next, you carefully pull off number 2, or one side of the split plastic wrapper, and then number 3, the other side. As you can see, none of the steps are automatically easy, and I messed it up a bit. But the dried seaweed was crunchy, and the onigiri was great. I also highly recommend trying onigiri from restaurants as well. They often have local specialties and usually taste quite different from commercially prepared ones. So anyways, I was at my favorite fish izakaya the other day, enjoying my usual sashimi dinner with a beer. But I was recommended to try another dish as well at this establishment. This is Meharizushi. It certainly looks different from traditional sushi and didn't really look like onigiri to me. Firstly, the covering was not seaweed but pickled Takana, a type of Japanese red mustard leaf. And next, it was huge. Though sushi is in its name, it is quite different from what most imagine when one says sushi, since it contains neither fish nor vinegary rice. Technically, this is a type of nare-zushi, an ancient type of sushi that consists of at least one fermented ingredient. In this case, the mustard leaves are fermented, but they do not have a very strong fermented flavor. Rather, it still has a mild vegetable-like flavor. They also often include finely chopped takana or other seasonings in the rice itself, and are more vegetable than sushi. I did a bit of quick research and found that in the modern era they were usually made for bento, a packed meal for lunch, for people who would work in the mountains and farms. In ancient times it was made big for a quick lunch, but roughly the size of a softball. I can't imagine eating one that big. This was more than big enough. It seems to originally have come from the Kumano region of Wakayama Prefecture, though I found a few references to it from neighboring Mie Prefecture and even from Okinawa, so I'm not sure where it came from exactly, but I'll settle for Wakayama for now, as it's most famously from there. Literally translated from Japanese, mewo haru, or the simplified version, mehari, means to open your eyes wide, and you pretty much have to because of its size, and the fact that it's so delicious. Here is some footage of it being made. First, the chef gathers the rice and other ingredients. Next, she adds some salt and sesame seeds to the freshly cooked rice. And mixes it well. Next, she forms the rice into a huge rice ball and compacts it tightly. And then she makes another, as 2 come in one serving at this restaurant. Next, she prepares the pickled Takana leaf wrappers. Oops, looks like she needs to get some more to have the right shape. And finally, the actual wrapping takes place. And there you have it, Meharizushi. It was huge and delicious. Today you can find much smaller versions of it that are easier to eat, and it has become a famous souvenir and often included in ekiben, or packed train lunches, and sometimes sold at national food fairs at department stores as well. And of course some restaurants will have it. It might be a bit more difficult to find than regular onigiri, but I highly recommend trying it. There was so much flavor packed into this thing that I couldn't believe it. It's easily my favorite form of onigiri. What do you think? Well, as always, thanks for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe, as well as push that notification bell to never miss more tidbits from Japan.